All right, welcome back to Uptick Updates. This is episode 35. Brian, thanks for making time for this again. How have you been?
We have been busy always. So we're working on several things this week. So, for example, we are taking a more step forward on the testnet. And also we are working on so-called Game Of NFT plan with the partners in the COSMOS ecosystem.
That's working on interoperability, I guess, right?
Let me explain it. Especially I want to explain it to the non-technical people, right? So that everybody can understand the importance and also the value of that. So the GON Game of NFT I just mentioned, actually it's a event or program which is trying to provide a public test environment across different networks to provide support for the interchain NFT interoperability. For example, in short term is you can transfer your NFT from one chain to another chain through IBC channels. But of course, it's not just like a fungible token transfer. For non-fungible token, it has to be non-fungible, right? So and also the ownership should be preserved, and also a lot of things attached to the NFT should be still working after it's got transferred, right? So that's why the technology behind it actually is built based on the basic IBC. So IBC is inter-blockchain communication, right? That's what we said before. It's the highways connect different zones, different chains in COSMOS ecosystem. But the technology for this interchain NFT is called ICS 721 standard. It's an application level standard. Just like you have basic highway ready there. Then you need to have a vehicle can run on top of that, right? So then on the vehicle, you need to put a different asset on the vehicle so that it can be transferred from one point to another point, right? So in this case, the highway and the basic vehicle is ready. So then we put another layer of application specific protocol on top of that, make it ready to carry the NFT asset. Yeah, so that's the purpose of that. Actually, this ICS 721 is a hot topic in the bigger COSMOS ecosystem last year to now. It was sponsored by the ICF Interchain Foundation and also was developed by the IRISnet development team. They made pretty good technology contributions to the whole COSMOS ecosystem. So this ICS 721 will become another module inside the COSMOS SDK if it passed the rounds of testing and validation. So test is not going on right now. So it's in the preparation stage right now. Basically, it's all about the interoperability, right? So we are talking about that. But for the NFT assets interoperability, it will depend on this ICS 721 standard, because without standard, it's difficult to be interoperative between different chains.
Okay,
right?
So the functionality is not changing. It's just the standardization. Is that right?
There will be basically you have a base module, and you basically you can have a derived enhanced module to carry more informations, because NFT will carry more informations than FT, right? So it's different. Yeah, metadata wise, a lot of things. So you need to make sure the asset transfer from one chain to another chain will still be recognized as the authentic one, right? So and also it can travel, even though it can travel across different chains, but it's ownership and it's most attributes should keep the same, right? So otherwise, people might think it's a faked one or whatever, right? So that's really important. So in current stage, actually, I hope Uptick Network can play an active role in this group efforts. Because in the COSMOS ecosystem, there's a tradition of a game of something. So at the very beginning, it's a game of stake to invite people to really test the Tendermint engine based chain to see how it's scalable and how is the performance. Then it will continue by game of Zoom, because at that time a lot of chain were born based on this COSMOS SDK, right? Then we need to test the connectivity between them, and then it happened called a game of chance. Game of chain actually it's another step. Actually, it's still going on, I guess, from Q4 of last year. So it's testing for the interchain security, because that's really important, right? Yep. Interchain security.
Yep.
And now it's called a game of NFT. So it's testing the NFT-based assets, the interoperability across different chains. Actually, this is a tradition in the COSMOS ecosystem to bring a new technology into the well-tested stage, and then turn it into the mature stage and be integrated in the COSMOS SDK, right? Then it can be upgraded for all the chains. So with the same standard, different chains will be able to talk to each other using the basically like a same language, right? Nice. So that's actually really important.
Yeah. So how long is this all going to take, and what's Uptick's role in it?
Because we have our testnet up and running for several months, and with the most up-to-date technology. So that's why we is participating this game of NFT. This game of NFT is initialized by IRISnet team with the, of course, strong support from ICF Interchain Foundation, and also with some original participants, organizer like Stargaze and other projects in the ecosystem. So Uptick Network, actually, we actually in the testnet stage, and we like to really participate this because we claim ourselves we want to build a business grade NFT infrastructure. And this interchain NFT scenario is a must support scenario for us. So that's why we will be a active participants. That's the whole GON game of NFT actually will have two phases. Actually, it's happening right now, preparing, and then it will happen in Q1. So basically, the phase one, the group called like a public incentivized testing environment or test nets, because like an Uptick Network, Stargaze, IRISnet, all will provide their test nets and also build this ICS 721 support and connect to each other to build a cross-chain testing environment. So currently, I guess more network, more chain might join. Currently, we are testing between like Uptick and IRISnet, and also Uptick Stargaze, and also of course IRISnet and Stargaze. So so in that case, so basically it's like a testnet infrastructure but after you build it, you need to verify it, right? Validate it before really open to the public. So in phase one, actually, there will be a list of detailed tasks will be executed by all the participating party. It's not only 3 chains. There's all other participating parties. Maybe they will run the tests to go through different routes between the test environment to make sure the transferability, everything is verified, right? So that will be will have the incentive for those tasks for their participation. So once this is well, basically you can say this is a rule of games, right? So here, so if you follow the rule, you execute well, you get the results, and you get awards.
Yep.
So yeah, it's an open and game for everybody if you want to participate. At the same time, so once this one is concluded, it means this testnet based infrastructure is really open to the public to test out in the application level, right? So that so basically the phase 2 will be a hackathon to run on top of this test infrastructure. So actually more application team can join this phase 2. For example, you can build more better tools and utilities for this interchain infrastructure. You can build more DApp on top of that, right? So, and also you can to do some prototyping of your use cases to test it out, right? And it could be pretty innovative, right? So, so that's I think the phase 1 is the infrastructure building and verification, and phase 2 will be the application building and well demonstration. Yeah. So I think so all these 2 phases will be held probably through the Q1, maybe to the beginning of the Q2. That's what I understand. Yeah. So we are just participating party in this game. There's more leading parties like IRISnet, Stargaze, and other parties. Actually, I think it's pretty good because that demonstrates the collaboration between different small ecosystems in the bigger Cosmos ecosystems. Right? So that's the vision of Cosmos, right? The Internet of blockchain. So basically, it's internet connect different blockchains together. So with this kind of joint efforts, actually, it will also educate the community how it works, what's the value of that, and based on that, I guess more and more people will get the insights to create more innovative use cases on top of that.
Nice.
So that's it's pretty exciting events.
Yeah. You know, to be honest, I kind of thought that the standardization had been kind of fixed. You said in the past that the Uptick token will be it'll have the EVM module. So I figured that, you know, with the Ethereum, everything had already been standardized. So this is just like another not redundant, but like a duplicate form of.
So, actually, I didn't mention this clearly. So on the Uptick chain, so we have EVM module, but still the chain itself is still based on the Cosmos SDK. So you would say it's a native Cosmos chain plus a EVM extension here, right? So currently we were mainly focused on to test out based on the Cosmos SDK network, IBC enabled Cosmos network.
Okay.
For example, if you want to transfer something to Uptick chain, so first you need to transfer to native NFT format. Then probably internally we will convert it to the EVM based NFT, right? So and vice versa. So basically, you know, we are trying to test on this SDK based chain, Cosmos SDK based chain. So which is Uptick Network and also IRISnet. And the Stargaze actually they have a better more extension here. They are using the WASM module. It's a smart contract running on the different language. So it's more efficient and it can be more complicated. Yeah, so it's good to test out this mixed environment
for sure
to see how it works, because some NFT use cases might require more complicated operation. It's good for the WASM environment, and some is more traditional. It's okay to run on the SDK based chain.
Can you tell us a little bit about Stargaze?
Yeah, so actually there's a lot of chains powered by using our Cosmos SDK. So Stargaze is one project using that with a WASM module. They're also pretty active, focused on the NFT-based scenario, one of the chain in the COSMOS ecosystem.
Anything to mention about like the long-term goals after, this standardization is set up?
Yeah.
What do you see happening?
Yeah, basically, I'm pretty excited. We are able to participate along with other projects in the space, especially with the key contribution from the IRISnet and other projects. So we are very happy to be part of the community. It was initiated by IRISnet, actually. They are the one to write the spec for ICS 721, and they are the one to implement it in the code base. And then now they are the one to organize, to unite more projects to push forward for this game of NFT. Basically, it's a testing, right? Yeah. To before the final release to the production environment. So we, and also I guess Stargaze and other projects, they are also doing pretty good major contributions over there, because basically, if a standard is put into spec, it requires intensive discussions by different peoples, and basically at that time it will be a working group. Right, so together, people can work together to discuss and fine-tune the spec before really doing the coding. So Uptick was not in that phase to participate, but when it's in the coding phase, we are ready to really participate to test it out. Yeah,
nice.
So yeah, so basically, so Uptick was involved into this efforts in last November. So that's the time we have the test between Uptick and the IRISnet testnet on the base ICS 721 module, and also then on the enhanced module, because it needs to carry more attributes of the NFT. So to January. So now we are in the late January. So we are very happy to be accepted as one player in this GON. So preparing the rules, reviewing the game rules, and also and then in February it will be announced to be a phase 1 game, right? So then maybe in the March and April to be the phase 2 game. So we will actively to participate. But in terms of the long term, I think, because that's is really same as the vision of Uptick Network, because we are looking for the interoperability. We are looking for the standard to support it, right? And also we are looking for, as I mentioned before, we are also looking for the cross-chain and multiple chain economy model together. Right, it's not just building a separate island. So we want to really be interoperable with other economy in the COSMOS ecosystem and even beyond in the Ethereum ecosystem. So with that, if you build such highway to really connect each other together, and you have a standard vehicle on top of that can carry over the digital assets, that's really important, right? That's the foundation of this NFT interoperability. Yep. So with that, I believe Uptick Network will have more creative stuff to build on top of that, right? So probably in this year, I would say Uptick Marketplace might be one of the first application that will be integrated with this ICS 721 and its enhanced module, because that's the only way to make sure the end user will be able to put their hands on that, right? To experience that, right? So otherwise, it's just developers testing it. So in our case, I think we are pretty strong on the application space as well. So we need to integrate this into the application as soon as possible to make sure people will see more well, pretty innovative stuff in the NFT space, right? That's the whole industry is waiting for, right? So probably they're not satisfied with just a JPEG, with a PFP. They're looking for more use cases. Yeah. So yeah, I think for the mid and long term, so that this will build a foundation for Uptick Network, really try to build value on top of that. In my view, in the COSMOS ecosystem, ICS is really the standard highway right there. Then we are trying to build different, maybe train, truck, or maybe a car to carry different things on top of this highway. Yeah, so I think that's really important. So I think in 23, this will be adopted by a lot of chains to make sure the future interoperability will be built based on the more standard protocols. And also, I think this IBC is a pretty good, in the transmission level protocol, because we always compare it to TCP/IP, right, in the computer terms. So this is it transfer messages and assets. It doesn't matter what kind of message and the assets you are transferring. So it's a pretty generic protocol here. And then on top of that, we define what type of assets and what type of messages we want to transfer back and forth. So other SDK-based chain, IBC-enabled chain can recognize it and can really make it work, right? So together. So I think this is really a great step forward. Yeah, but it will take a while. But I think 2023 will be the year to really let end user get a real feel on this type of interoperability. Yeah.
That's great. Okay. It's been a good update, Brian. Thanks a lot. Is there anything else to cover, or is that just about it?
Yeah, I think that's that's it for today. I think this actually there's a lot of information in this GON. We love to share with the community in the future when it's into the phase 1 or phase 2 stage. Yeah. Actually, we also encourage the community members really pay attention to that. Maybe you can also participate.
And you said the phase 1 kicks off beginning of February, right?
Yeah, it's already in the process to define the detailed rules. And we already have finished the debugging with other chains. And by end of this month, actually, we are going to upgrade our current testnet to support this GON initiatives. So yeah, everything moving forward. In the early or middle February, I expect the GON group will announce a public registration announcement.
All right. Thanks a lot, Brian. See you next time.
Yeah. Thank you, John. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
See you next time.